you pictures just to prove it too. Y'all are gonna laugh at me. I'm gonna show you pictures of myself before I started doing Younique, and then you're gonna look at this right now and you're gonna go, there's no freaking way. All right, so I want to share my background with you guys, a little bit of why I chose Younique when I didn't wear any makeup. I didn't have any direct sales experience. I didn't have any network marketing experience. I didn't go to school for business. And for some reason a year and a half ago, I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to sell makeup on Facebook. And it works, and it freaking works. So I'm going to share my story with you guys this evening. I've told myself I will not go over 30 minutes. I'm a talker, so it might go a little over, but I'm going to try not to go over 30 minutes. So I'm looking at the clock right now. I started a little late, so 9:15, I'm going to try to cut myself off, all right? But feel free to ask me questions. Feel free to share. A little bit you need to know about me. I bartended for 13 years, so I do have a little bit of a sailor mouth. Cheers. Here's my red wine tonight in a mason jar. I would normally drink red wine in a regular wine glass, but I have a 2-year-old, so I get a big glass, all right? So there's that. So number one, sometimes I curse because I was a bartender for 13 years, and it's just who I am. I lived in New York City for a very long time. I was one of the guys for a very long time. So I have a little bit of a sailor mouth on me. I'm sorry. So spoiler alert, I will probably curse at some point during this video. I hope I don't offend anybody. Number two, I drink copious amounts of wine. This will be gone in the next 30 minutes because I'm Sicilian and that's what we do. And let's see, what else do you need to know about me? Oh, I'm very honest. And I don't sugarcoat anything. So you can ask me any question at any time. I don't care if it is business related, non-business related, red wine related, if it's about unicorns, which I love, whatever question you have that is just like, hey, how do you get your hair to look like something about Mary? I'll tell you, all right? So just ask me any question. I'm here to talk to you, all right? Feel free to follow me if you want to continue conversations after this video and you have no idea who I am, but you just go, huh, she's kind of entertaining. Feel free to follow me. Okay, here we go. So let me drink first. Oh my gosh. Hi, Amy. Hi, Desi. Hello from Cincy. What's up? Oh my gosh. Have I been to Cincy? I think I was in Cincy. Is Mad Tree Brewing? I'm a big beer dork. I'm a beer nerd, all right? I also get very sidetracked very easily, like squirrel. So I'm a big beer nerd. Amy, is that Mad Tree? Because I used to work for Cavalier Craft Beer distributing like way back in the day, and by that I mean like 3 years ago. And I went to our warehouse, and I can't remember if it was Cincinnati. Okay, yes. So yes, I have been there. But we went to Mad Tree, and I've been to Fatheads, which I love, one of my favorite breweries ever. But anyway, we'll talk about it another day. Amy, let's be friends. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about my backstory and a little bit about why someone with no makeup experience, no idea what they were doing, I've got pictures to prove it, which I will show you at the end, why I decided to freaking sell makeup on Facebook, okay? So, time hop back about, how old am I now? I'm 34. So I'm 34. So let's go back to my 20s, right? Moved to New York City. Graduated college. I moved to New York City. I was going to be an actress. I was going to be an actress. I was going to dance. I was going to be the Broadway star of Broadway stars. I loved Barbara. And so I moved to New York City, and I wrecked my knee, and I decided to start waitressing at a very, very fine establishment called the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. So I started, working at Bubba Gump Shrimp Company in Times Square, and I was like, oh, look, I can make a lot of cash doing this. And then I was like, oh, bartending looks cool, but I don't really drink a lot. So then I started drinking and bartending, and I am, 10 years later, that's all I did. I bartended in New York City, and I came down to Orlando to open the Bubba Gumps down here in Orlando, and then I went back to New York City, and it was all about bartending and nightlife and, drinking and, just being entertainment behind the bar. So let me tell you something as to what that does to a person. Any of you, if you're in the service industry, by the way, or hospitality industry, throw up some hearts right now so I know to cheers you and that you're drinking with me because you understand what I'm about to talk about. When you're in the service industry, you want to kill a lot of people. They drive you bananas. They drive you so banana hammock that someone will say something about like Bud Light and you want to literally like choke out a stranger. Oh, I love the service industry. I love you guys. You want to like choke out a stranger because they're just so freaking obnoxious, right? So this was my life for 13 years. Bartending specifically in New York City, in Hell's Kitchen, Lower East Side. I bartended there for a while. I bartended in like the Union Square area for a little bit. So like bartending anywhere in New York City, as a female, you kind of have to put up this front, right? You put up this like this barrier, this front where you're tough. No one can get through to you. And if you guys are commenting, I'm sorry, I will go back and read comments, I promise. But if I read all the comments, I will never stop talking. So, but please ask whatever. So I put up this front as a bartender in Manhattan and a female. I put up this front where I was like, I'm tough. I can hang with the guys. I can drink with the guys. I can party with the guys. I am one of the guys. I don't need, I don't need to hear, all those chicks drinking their, can I have a vodka and soda with extra lime? I don't want to be one of those chicks ever. So I need to drink beer and whiskey and be one of the guys, and nothing gets under my skin, and I'm tough, and I can bartend with the best of them, and blah, 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 blah. And if some big dude comes to me at the bar and he's like, I'm not too drunk, you're an asshole, and I'm like, okay, F you, bye, and I send him out the door. Like, I need to be able to do that. So I did that for a very long time in New York City. And I loved it. You guys, I loved it. I don't know if it was because I went to school for like theater and dance, and being behind a bar is like my stage, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I had my stage and I was entertaining people. I didn't have to go audition and get rejected. Like, I just had to entertain people. That's what I did. And I loved it. I loved bartending so hard. And then I moved down here, and I was with a guy, and that guy was a douche. So then I moved back to New York City, and then I was like, oh, here's my best friend Jeremy, and now we're both single. I wonder if we should be more than friends. Let's go out drinking. And then, that led to another thing and another thing, and then, we got it on, and then we ended up getting engaged and getting married. And we were like, man, we should, and he just jumped in the room in his underpants. I'm live, like, in Facebook world with a bunch of viewers right now. Do you want to pop in and say hi in your underpants?
Nope.
Okay, feel free to close the door if you want to, if I'm disturbing you. He's just dancing in the doorway. So I married my drinking friend, my drinking partner. I married him, and he's wonderful.
You're welcome.
I'm the luckiest woman on the planet. So I married my drinking partner, and I remember that, the next morning, we both woke up where instead of like the awkward goodbye, we were kind of like, man, we should have done that like 5 years ago. And now we moved back down to Florida, and we're married, and we have a beautiful 2.5-year-old Marley who's sleeping, and she's going to hate us when she grows up. Man, we're going to be those parents. She's going to hate us whenever she grows up. But yeah, so why am I telling you all this? So when I was bartending and doing my thing and, just being me, I felt comfortable, but I had a front, right? I had a front. Moved down here to Orlando, we got married, moved down here because I still had connections from when I was working at the ever so classy Bubblegum Shrimp Company, and I knew people in Orlando, and I was like, we need to get out of the city if we're going to start a family, because I ain't going to be pregnant on the subway. I will shank people. We need to move away from New York City. Let's go down to Orlando because I know a bunch of people. So we moved down here, and yeah, so I started managing and bartending and doing the whole, that whole industry still. And it took us a very long time to get pregnant. Now we're going to start getting real. Hold on, let me sip, because we're about to get a little real here. So let me sip. So we tried to get pregnant. And then we tried to get pregnant. And we tried to get pregnant. We tried to get pregnant. We tried to get pregnant. And like a 1.5 years later, no pregnancy. And we were very much stuck. We were like, what if we left our awesome lives in the city that we both loved and we were both successful, we were making all this money? What if we left that just for the sake of having a family and we can't get pregnant? So that was the first time in a very, very long time. Do I have effing tissues in here? Because I might cry. Paper towels, perfect. Paper towels, toilet paper, Barbie clothes, whatever. If I need to wipe tears or snot, I have something. So we tried to get preggo, and a year and a half later, didn't get preggo, and we were like questioning like whether we made the right decision leaving New York, right? And I could get even deeper, but I'm not going to do that for you because I don't want to cry. Okay, I don't know many of you, so I don't want to cry just yet. Maybe my 2.0 version when I come live and tell you my why, I'll dig a little deeper, and then we'll all cry together. But I'm going to leave out the really, really deep stuff that leads up to this moment. And so, you know, we had appointments to go find out if we were going to ever be able to get pregnant. And, you know, it was very questionable. And I was like, what are we doing? Why don't we move back to New York? This is ridiculous. And the second I stopped worrying about all the things, and the second I let myself go, we ended up getting pregnant. And it took a year and a half, and we got pregnant. And I was like, oh my God, we got pregnant. This is amazing. This is probably like our only shot. We can't mess this up, right? Like, we can't mess this up. So I said, all right, can't mess this up. Everything's awesome. We're pregnant. Now what? So I kept bartending through my pregnancy. And it was a great pregnancy because I wasn't drinking anymore and I wasn't eating at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, I dropped like 20 pounds my first trimester, and I never puked. I never puked my first trimester. Those of you that puked a lot in your first trimester, don't hate on me yet because trust me, you'll be fine. But like, I was the one that like couldn't drink craft beer and couldn't, you know, bartend or couldn't, you know, party and eat and whatever. So we got pregnant finally. And I'm that person that like literally found out like before my period was supposed, like I was like testing all the time. So I knew, and I was like, awesome. So I dropped out this weight, which I've since gained back, but I dropped all this weight and I was like, yes, I feel great. Everything's perfect. We're gonna have this amazing child. Fast forward, labor and delivery sucked so hard. Had our beautiful blessing of a child. The healing process afterwards sucked so hard. We still had this blessing, and we are a one and done family. I'm not gonna get into it, but we are a one and done family. We have a beautiful child. And we are so lucky to have this beautiful child. And with all that lead up to having my child, something happened up here, in here, all up around, you know, my light. Something happened, and I said, I don't want to miss a single moment. I don't want to miss 1 second of my child's life. You know, this, like, we worked, you know, we didn't know if it was going to happen. It happened. Here we are. Now we're told this is it. This is it. We're not going to have another Marley. Our daughter's name is Marley. We got married in Jamaica. We're big Bob fans. I love Bob Marley. I love him. Oh, that's a whole other live. He's so, anyway, we're not even going to talk about it. So, I need a drink. So anyway, we have our one and done child after years and years and years of trying and finally getting pregnant and having this wonderful child, and then having the child, and then afterwards them saying, this is your child and this is it, and me going, awesome, this is our only child, and then she's amazing and everything's great. And at that second, the Val in me that wanted to bartend and, you know, be in the hospitality industry and do all these things, something shifted, and I said, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to be around my child 24/7. I want to be a stay-at-home mom, you know, but I want to contribute, and what the F am I supposed to do? So what did I do? I went to Google, and I checked every damn job you can think of. Every single work from home position. Just go to Google, work from home jobs. I looked at all of them. I looked at every effing one, dude. Every single one. All of them. And I looked at all these jobs, and if they were like any of them that had anything to do with customer service. That's a big field that you can work from home, right? Customer service. You had to have a block of time. Well, my husband was working even harder, and at the time I was part-time bartending around his schedule, so we never saw each other. Neither of us were sleeping. Don't even get me started on the whole trying to get my kid to get on the boob thing. I don't even want to that was just a freaking nightmare. And like, so it was stressful. Any of you that have had kids know like that, like from birth through the first year is stressful. It is stressful, especially for your first child. It's crazy stressful. Knowing it's your first child, and then me knowing it was my only, I was just like, I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to mess this shit up. So I was like, I'm going to stay at home, and what do I need to do? So I got on Dr. Google, which never search symptoms on Google because it automatically is going to tell you you're dying. Okay, don't do it. So I was on Google and I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And every single customer service job was like, you need to have 4 hours a day. You need to have this. You need to have that. You need to have that. And I was like, I can't block off anything. Like, what other options do I have? Cue direct freaking sales. So direct sales, right? What direct sales? What the F is that? Oh, it's that pyramid crap. I don't want to do that. My mother has been with Nu Skin for a while. Before that, she was with something before that. And I was just like, I can't, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to jump from all these companies and be that annoying person on Facebook. I don't want to be the pusher, the buy my wrap, buy my nail stuff, buy my shakes, buy my, you know, what I'm not that person. And around that time of me trying to find another job, I was in one of those mom groups, which I have since left because those things are the devil and they make you feel really bad about yourself. If you're in a mom group and you post anything asking a question, you're going to question yourself as a mother. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of the mom groups. I'm a mom group survivor, okay? But I'm glad I was in this one because at one point, my husband and I were moving out of our neighborhood and we were looking at another neighborhood in Orlando that looked picture perfect. It looked like the freaking perfect 1950s neighborhood where your neighbors know each other and all this crap. And I was like, what does this neighborhood, this can't be a real neighborhood. This cannot be a real freaking neighborhood. No way. So I went into the mom group, which I'm not in anymore. I went into the mom group. Actually, I am. Sometimes I troll in there just to see people ask questions and I just facepalm myself. But anyway, so I was in the mom group and I said, does anyone live in, you know, this neighborhood in Orlando? It looks too good to be true, blah, blah, blah. And a woman, a mom in that group, tagged her friend Melissa. And that was it. And this girl, Melissa, responded and said, I actually live in that neighborhood. This is my exact neighborhood within, you know, that area. I love it. I've got 2 kids. They're this age. This is where we live. It's amazing. There's community events. There's tons of kids. You know, everyone really, you know, gets to know everybody. There's farmers markets. There's this blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, wow, really? So then I responded back to her and then she sent me a message. And she was just like, hey, you know, I have a friend who's a real estate agent out here. If you ever need any help or you want to see any houses, let me know. Here's a link to the neighborhood, the exact neighborhood I'm in. And she, for the first time in years and years and years, was a genuine nice person. She was just a nice woman, a nice mama bear. And I was like, who the hell is this? So of course I Facebook stalked her, okay? I went on Facebook and I Facebook stalked the shit out of her. And I said, okay, so she's got the perfect house and she's got perfect kids and she's like 80 pounds soaking wet and she's got, you know, a very handsome husband who's a pilot apparently and blah, 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 blah. And I, you know, and then my husband got in on this and he was like, what does she do? Facebook stalk. And then I said, she sells makeup. And my husband goes, of course she sells freaking makeup. Look at her. And I was like, right? This mom selling makeup. And that was it. And I let it go. And she never once told me that it was unique. She never once told me what she did. She never once asked me if I wanted to throw a party. She never once asked me if I wanted to, you know, get my makeup. Nothing. She never said anything about herself. Not once. Not one time did Melissa ever say anything about herself. Fast forward like 2 months later, and we're still every now and like once a week messaging back and forth like, oh, did you see the house? Yeah, I loved it, blah, blah, blah. We're bidding on this one. Oh my God, let me know how it goes. She was just nice. So then fast forward like 2 months later, a friend of mine joins this company called Unique and invites me to her launch party on Facebook. And I said, what is this group that I'm getting added to that I don't want to be added to? What is this shit? So I look at it and I said, how do I know that name? How do I know Unique? How do I know this? Cue my mom brain going, idiot. That's the same shit that picture perfect mom from, you know, Orlando, from the mom group, that's what she does. And I said, oh, that's the same thing. So I started doing my research. I said, okay, if this stranger, really nice person does it, and now a friend of mine is doing it, maybe I should look at this company. So I went back to Dr. Google and I searched the company, and I looked and I looked and I looked and I was looking at the Google, reading reviews, bad reviews, good reviews, watching videos, watching bad videos, watching great videos, going onto the company website and reading I read everything. I freaking broke apart the comp plan. I broke apart this. I broke everything. And I'm kind of a nerd. And so whenever, I was doing all that, I was like, all right, so we've got all this stuff going on, and I'm kind of digging it, and I'm liking the vibe. And the fact that this, picture perfect mom that I slightly judged after Facebook stalking her does this and never pushed it on me or made me feel uncomfortable, maybe this is a good thing. So my husband came home that night from work. I just got Marley to bed. And he goes, hey, how you doing? I said, I want to quit my job and I want to sell makeup on Facebook. Mind you, I didn't wear makeup. I had never tried a single product that Younique made or sold. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have eyebrows at the time. I still don't. They're drawn on. And I was like, yeah. And my husband literally looked at me and was like, I'm sorry, you want what? And I was like, yeah, I want to sell makeup on Facebook, and I'm going to make all this money, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to be able to work from home doing it. And he was like, okay, yeah, where's the website? So I let him research it, and he researched it, and it's a mission-based company, and the mission of this freaking company is what sold me. That and Melissa, who is now one of my best friends on the planet, sold me on this company, and the mission is to uplift, empower, and validate women. Done. Put the pink beanie on my head. Let me march through Washington, uplift, empower, and validate women. You got me. You freaking got me. And then I started looking at the comp plan and all that, and I showed Jeremy, and I was like, look at this bad video now. Look at this good video. And I showed him all the things. And he looked at me, not looking like this, looking like what I'm about to show you. And he looked at me and he said, do it. And I was like, oh, that was easy. Okay. And so I did it. I spent $99, which I would have spent at freaking Target on stupid shit like this holder for my brushes, which I bought today for $7.99. But I spent $99 on a kit that changed my effing life, man. Changed my freaking life. Could it have changed? It changed my life in a way that after I joined in February of last year, February, March, April, May, June, after 5 months with the company, and me going all in. I'm very competitive. I'm very, very competitive. So me going all in with this company after 5 months and really giving it my all, I said, you know what? I'm leaving my job, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep rocking. I'm going to keep working. And my husband was a little scared, but he was like, all right, go ahead, do it. Do it. So I did it. And now here I am, a year and a half later. I know how to do a smoky eye. I know how to fill in my eyebrows. I know how to do an ombre lip. I know how to contour. I know how to cover, how to cover my skin tone properly. I know how to match foundation. I know how to help women change their lives. That is now what I do. I shifted in a year and a half from selling makeup on Facebook to helping women change their lives. That is what this company has done for me. This company, started as I'm going to make some extra money to pay for diapers. And then when Marley hit a year old, she was, so I wasn't going to get too sappy, but Marley hit 15 months. So this was right around March. So she was 16 months, right around March of last year. Marley, had a very scary situation where she went into a seizure on us. We were both home, thank God. Went into a seizure. We had to take her to the hospital. At the hospital, she had another seizure. We didn't know what was going on. We thought we were going to lose our child. It was any mother that has ever, and father too, if there's guys in here watching, any parent that has ever had to witness their child, especially an infant, go through a seizure, cheers to you, because that was one of the scariest moments of my life. And if it wasn't for this company and my stupid, crazy makeup business, I'm not going to cry, this crazy, stupid makeup business, I would not have been able to pay off hospital bills for my child while we were trying to figure out what was wrong. MRIs and, EKGs and overnight stays at children's hospitals to try to figure out what was wrong with my child. She's perfect now. She's so perfect. She's so amazingly perfect. My little unique purple credit card that they give you where they put your commissions in 3 hours after every sale, money's going in and I can spend it. There's no once a month pay. There's like every time I make a sale 3 hours later, the commission is there. I can use it on whatever I want. And that little purple card really helped me get through one of the worst times of my life. And, without the support of fellow unique sisters, some of whom I'd never even met at the time, I would not have been as strong as I am today. Okay? That little purple card and that $99 truly changed my life. It allowed me to be able to stay home with my daughter and not miss a moment. It allowed me to, what's going on with my freaking mohawk back here? There we go. It allowed me to, be able to take her to where she needed to go to get, treatment or get, tests and all that kind of stuff. And we are a year and a half now, completely seizure free. So we're doing good. And that stupid $99 chance that I took has changed my family's life. My husband doesn't bartend anymore. He is now the assistant beverage director for a Marriott, and he works during the day, and he comes home at night, and we get to sit on the couch and watch TV if we want to. And if I wasn't bringing in, income, doing my silly side hustle makeup gig, he'd still be bartending till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And instead, he's here. So when I say that literally anybody can do this, but you have to want it here and you have to want it here. Because if you get into any business, whether it's this business or another direct sales or your own business or whatever, getting into, no, it's not. Okay, I have like 4% left on my computer, so I have to show you my before picture before my computer dies, but I'll keep talking if you want me to. Please start asking questions because I'm going to start answering questions here. But, I joined this company to afford extra diapers and be able to stay home with my child one day. And after pushing myself to the max for like 5 months, I was able to do that. And it happened to be perfect timing because this crazy, dramatic thing happened to our family. And now we're fine. Now we're good. Everything's awesome. My husband gets to be home more now, A year and a half later, I now have almost 350 women with me whom I love. If you're in here and you're a Wonder Woman, let me see those hearts because I freaking love you girls so much. You are my tribe. You inspire me daily to do what I do. I want nothing less than absolute nirvana for all of you. Like, I want you guys to freaking hit whatever it is you want to freaking hit. There's one of my OGs, Nikki. Oh, God. Nikki, I freaking love you so. We need to talk. Like, let's talk tomorrow, please. Let's FaceTime, Nikki. Sorry, I got squirrel. But literally, like, I was spending $99 at Target on shit I didn't need, on shit that didn't better my life, shit that didn't better my family. And I decided to spend $99 as an investment for myself, an investment in myself. I spent $99 and it has changed my freaking life. There's no auto ships. There's no freaking rollover crap. There's no like, oh, if I don't sell $100 this month, I owe them $100. There's none of that shit. There is none of that shit. You spend $99. The only requirement to remain an active presenter with this company is to sell and or purchase $125 every 3 months. That's like 40 something bucks a month. I spend 40 something bucks a month on Starbucks, okay? I can afford to spend 40 something bucks a month on myself so I feel confident and make myself look and feel better. Because let me tell you, when I wake up in the morning, I feel like shit. But when I sit down and I put a little magic makeup on, I feel like I can kick anyone's ass and I can get out there and rock the world. I can change lives when I put this shit on. all right? So anyone that thinks like, oh, I'm beautiful with or without makeup, as are all of you, okay? But putting this on my face gives me the lady balls that I needed to be a better mom, a better wife, a better woman. I've let that guard down. I've let that bartending front down, and I let people in, and I like sharing my story because I know it can change someone's life. If you're sitting there and you're in the hospitality industry, or you've struggled with anything that I've struggled with, or anything that a fellow Y sister has struggled with, you can do this, whether you know how to do makeup or not. Look at this picture right now. This was me 10 years ago. This was me 10 freaking years ago. Look at this. This was me 24 years old. 34. That's that magenta awesome hair I had before. 24. 34. Are you kidding me right now? I didn't know how to apply freaking makeup. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But you know what? I discovered that YouTube could teach me. YouTube, along with a tribe of women that, you know, teach you how to operate a business, how to coach people, how to, you know, share your stuff on Facebook so you're not annoying. People that teach you how to do, you know, this, what we do. None of us were experts in network marketing or direct sales before we started doing this. We help each other learn. That's what it's about. That's what separates Younique from a lot of other direct sales companies. I'm not speaking for them. I don't know all. Some are amazing, and I love supporting other direct sales mama. If you're a mother hustler, I will support the shit out of you. I'd rather buy from you than Target any day, okay? But look at this. This was 6 years ago. Yes, I had normal hair. Can we look at my amazing, look how handsome my husband is in this picture. But look, I had like no eyebrows. I had like black eyeliner underneath my eyes. Like, I don't know what the hell was going on there. But that was in our New York days. But you know what? Like now, I can do the things. And it makes me feel so damn good. And that's what it's about. It's about feeling good. Whatever makes you feel good, do that. Do that. If doing a smoky eye or look, I couldn't do a wing up until like 2 months ago. I just learned how to do this shit because I made myself practice. And I watched a lot of tutorials on YouTube. And now I know how to do it. Who's got questions? Because it is 9:15. I've been talking for 30 minutes. I'm going to open up for questions. Who's got questions? I want to hear your questions. Whether you're scared, whether you are worried, whether, you know, you don't think you can do it because you don't have time. Let me tell you, I've got almost 350 amazing women on my squad. The Wonder Women. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit of a dork, a little bit of a comic book nerd. And I just got my new Wonder Woman tattoo on my arm. And it's in that like itchy, scaly, peely phase, so I'm not going to zoom in on it. But like, she's badass. She's so pimp. But she's like healing right now, and she just looks like a crack horse. So I'm not going to put it all up in your face. But who's got freaking questions? Amanda, stop it. Girl, we need to talk. Amanda, you know how I feel about you. We're going to talk later. Oh, thanks, Danielle. I love the purple hair. Edie, rock your biz, girl. You already are rocking your business. And it doesn't happen overnight. And that's the other thing I want you guys to know. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This isn't a pyramid bullshit thing. You can surpass anybody. Melissa, who's now one of my best friends, I can make more than her at any time and continue to make more than her. There's no earning cap in this business. There's no... I can never out-earn the person I signed up under. There's none of that shit. You can surpass anyone at any time. What you put into this, you will get out of this, okay? It's not a get-rich-quick thing. It's not a post a picture of your favorite lipstick color. Like people can look at a catalog and see the product, okay? This is about being real and being genuine. And I have found a lot of success being me and doing lives or doing tutorials or throwing parties for my friends' friends and just being like, hey, I'm just like all of you. I love to drink, I curse sometimes, and I'm a big dork, all right? Let me show you how I cover my zits. And that's it. That's what this business is. This is not MAC. This is not Anastasia. This is not, what are some other this is not like Kylie whatever crap lip kit. This is high-end quality makeup for normal women so they can feel like all those fancy schmancy bitches up in Instagram. That's what this company does, okay? Sorry, I had to get that out. Okay, here we go. How much do you make that you got to quit your job? Ballpark figure. That's a good question, Monica. So for me, personally,